Raising oneself. Well, we can do that through our request, our appeal from the bottom of the heart to the Creator, because only He has the strength, the power to change our situation. In order to give us an opportunity to turn to Him so that He will lift us, He gives us beforehand the revelation of the deficiency. And the true deficiency is when we feel how opaque we are, how blocked we are. We don't want anything. How much we have no inclination towards reception or bestowal or anything, but rather the person is simply in a state where he is still, just like a rock, that unless somebody turns it over, it doesn't move. If it's vegetative, it already has some force of movement of its own. And therefore, in order to bring us to the urgency, the need to change our state, the Creator reveals in us such reshimot, records from the level of the still. And indeed, it says so that everything comes from the still. The still is the beginning of the development, even though the still itself does not develop, but rather the feeling of the still, that I'm not worthy of anything, that I am not interested also in anything, and also I don't even understand what does it mean to be higher, to have more than my state, that I have such general indifference, and I'm just willing to continue in this way. If this is called life, that's life, and if not, then not. And I simply feel myself in a state which is, well, not like all people. It's not like all people. All people do not feel in that state that there exists some lack. And I feel that I'm already, well, suddenly I discover that I have been for a while in a state which is not here, not there, and I don't want anything. I am operating mechanically, automatically. This is how I'm being operated, and I'm just rolling on. I go to the study, the group, to our gatherings in the group, all kinds of things. But it's not that it awakens me and turns something within me, but rather it's just rolls on like this within me, but it doesn't bring me any new emotions, new discernments in my mind. And the person suddenly starts to discover that this is his situation, that he is truly still. And he doesn't care if he stays this way and if he dies this way, and he can even die right now. He doesn't feel that there is such a great difference between his state and a state as he depicts death. And this is a good state. It's a good state because the state that comes next is a state where the person understands that he himself has no forces. He doesn't know how to rise above himself. He realizes that this may not change. However, the Creator nevertheless at least let him feel to what extent he is still. And even though he doesn't want anything right now, however, he feels that he doesn't want anything right now. And later on, he wants to change himself to a bit, and he sees that he has no forces. And how will he change himself? To which form will he change himself? He also doesn't feel that there is any state which is higher and more exalted. being still, he feels what it's like to be still. And this happens to him for a while, and he tries and tries. He reads the books and he regrets. And a few days later, maybe, he begins to feel that he has some inner motions. He begins to feel between nearing to the friends and distancing from the friends, and a certain relation to the force of bestowal, and that he has then a certain inner.
הוא לא יודע בדיוק איך שזה קורה, ומי גורם לזה, ודאי שהבורא, אבל יש לו מעצמו הרגשה שהוא...
of his own, a feeling that he is not capable of anything. And then the change that happens is truly a change that is happening to him from above. And this is the beginning of the creation of the Adam in here, that everything comes from the still, and he is already in the form of the vegetative. He begins like a plant coming out of the ground, and it bursts out through the ground, through the soil, out to the light, to the air, and he begins to grow in such a way. And he agrees with any action that will come, so long as he doesn't stay inside of the ground, inside of the still, but rather he wants to be vegetative. If it's to bestow, bestow. If it's to give, to give. He doesn't have anything else that is precious for him, but only to elevate himself from his present state. And this is how he begins the development of the Adam, the human in him. And this beginning already, which now awakens within him, this action already brings him a degree which is above reason. He doesn't want to stay inside his reason. He doesn't want to stay in his state. It doesn't matter what will happen so long as it's not this death where he feels himself as still. From this, the spiritual state begins already. This feeling that he is in a state where he cannot change himself is the true feeling of the still, because he feels, what does it mean to be still? He understands, he feels, he is in it, and he has the awareness that he is not capable and doesn't really even want to, and even if he does want to, he cannot get out of it. And from this comes the vegetative. We are in these states. Some already have a greater awareness of the situation, others
לצאת מדרגת הדומם לדרגת הצומח. ויציאה הזאת היא בזה שבכל מחיר, מה שנקרא,
at any cost, as we say, let's say in whatever form it is, I just want to reach a form where I bestow. I begin to feel that above my state, it will be a state of bestowal. Connection with everyone, bestowal to everyone, all over the world, with the whole of humanity, through them, to the force of the Creator, so that He will operate in me, so that He will operate in everyone, and He will connect us together. And a person starts to see from that state already the corrected state.
זה מה שיש לפנינו.
This is what we have ahead of us,
לזה נתקדם.
and this is what we will advance to. We need to have patience,
לא לברוח.
not to run away, to try to constantly feel that you are in the correct atmosphere of the 10, because only this will accelerate our way and will guard the person, will give him the right foundation, that in relation to the others, he will discover how much he's not capable of doing anything with himself, and in that way he will connect more and more to his 10, because only thanks to them can he actually become vegetative.